nearly everyone watching this and everyone in the world has procrastinated at some point in their life. Now, when you look at most successful people, their wealth, their success was built on action, right? Everyone wants a perfect time. Everyone is waiting for a perfect time. Perfect this, perfect that. But there's never a perfect time, especially when you're starting out. There isn't even a perfect move on the chessboard when you're starting out. Because loads of people get stuck in the state of thinking when they're starting out, when there isn't actually a perfect move that you can make. Think of it this way, you need to get from A to B, and let's say there's two groups, right? Group one, they take what? 5 minutes, 10 minutes looking at the map and deciding which way to go in the rough direction. They don't go specific direction, they go in the rough direction. And let's say they get to location B in, let's say, a day. Group two, they think, oh, is this a better route? Is this a fast route? And they take 2 days to actually get going. And by the time they actually get going, group one is already at location B, right? And the difference here is that group one took what, 5-10 minutes to analyze the map and start going in the rough direction, and group two got stuck in a state of just overthinking and over-analyzing. Now, if you're young and ambitious, you should be thinking the least. And that's because you're allowed to trial and error. Because when you're young, you literally you pretty much have no risk. Because when you get older, you'll start having a lot more risk involved, and you need to be a lot smarter with your moves, with your decisions. As a young man looking to achieve, you shouldn't be looking at and thinking of making the best moves. You just need to be focusing on making a move or making a good move. Try implementing the court method and the 1 minute rule. Now, if you want, I can make a separate video on this, but let me explain both of those briefly. The court method, right? Let's say something is stuck in your head or you've been thinking about something a lot. Take some time to truly and deeply think about this topic or matter, right? Take as much time as you want, but when you come to a conclusion, say out loud, case closed, right? And now you kind of see how the name ties into this method, but the actual method, right? The actual, the whole thing is after you say case closed, you're not allowed to think of the matter or the topic that you've been obviously chewing on, right? So after you say out loud, case closed, you're not allowed to think of it. If the case is closed, you don't think about it. Simple. The 1 minute rule. This is basically where you kind of look at the advantages and disadvantages and ask yourself questions. For example, shopping for food or shopping for clothes. Is this good for me? Does it fit me? Can I afford it? Is it healthy? All that kind of stuff. Ask these questions and more in 1 minute or less, and then make a decision and act on it. That's the key point. You need to act on it, all right? Don't think about it, just act on it. You had a thing for a minute, and after that, just act on it. Now, this ties in with think less and do more, because truly, people overcomplicate this stuff so much and truly get stuck in a state of thinking and procrastinating and what if that happens. Trust me when I say action leads to success, and I'm speaking from experience. You won't become a good fighter from thinking about which discipline should I do, or you won't make money from thinking which business model should I do, which business model is the best. 1 minute max, 1 minute or 2 minutes max, right? Weigh out the good and bad, weigh out the differences. Just like the 1 minute rule, this is basically the 1 minute rule, all right? And then just act on it, just do it. From there, you can refine the route, all right? Let's say you want to get into fighting and you look at all the, different martial arts and all that kind of stuff. If you just take 1 minute to think, okay, so I just want to fight, so I'll just try boxing first because I've seen it the most and it's the most popular. Cool, I get into boxing. After a month, I'm like, okay, this is good, but I heard some Muay Thai guys talking in my gym, etc. So I want to try Muay Thai. Great, trying Muay Thai right now. I'm becoming a world champion. See, so, but if you're just thinking about you know, which one is best to do. You know, in that 2 months that you've been actually doing something, you probably might have been just thinking about doing it and you haven't have become a world champion or whatever, right? This is an example. I know it's not realistic, but it's just an example. The key point I want you to take away from this video is when starting out, the biggest momentum killer and the biggest progress killer is thinking, all right? So start acting now, literally straight after this video. So think less and do more. In a bit.